Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Last year, a constituent of mine named Susan contacted my office in dismay. Syprine, a drug she took for a rare disease, had risen in price from $600 a month to $22,000 a month over a very short period of time. Drug wasn't innovative, it wasn't new. In fact, it was off patent. It had first been approved by the FDA in 1985. So what changed? It wasn't the drug's formulation, the cost of ingredients, or even a shortage of supply. The only thing that changed was that Valeant, the manufacturer of this prescription drug, decided to raise the price and raise it again and again and again, before long leaving Susan, in her own words, hopeless. There was no generic competitor for this drug, and she couldn't continue to afford that life-saving medication. Unfortunately, this is not the first time we've heard a story like this. We all heard about Martin Shrkeli at Turing, who raised the price of Daraprim, another critical life-saving drug for those with rare disease, by over 5,000% overnight. Again, no generic competition for this drug, nothing to force the price to come down. We've all known for a time now this is an area Congress needs to act to ensure these abuses would not continue. I decided last year to work across the aisle with my good friend Gus Bilrakis to combat this problem and work to encourage generic competition where there isn't any on the market. We know that when generic drugs compete in the market, drug prices come down dramatically. Although 9 out of 10 prescriptions are for generic medications, generic drugs make up only 28% of the total cost of prescription drug spending. Unfortunately, though, some drugs for small patient populations may not attract the same interest from generic drug manufacturers due to market and regulatory uncertainty. This amendment takes many steps to encourage competition and lower prices here today. First, the amendment requires greater communication between the FDA and manufacturers for these competitive generic products before and during the application process. We have seen great strides toward faster drug approvals in the brand drug breakthrough process, and this is modeled after that. The base bill also puts the application on the accelerated review process timeline, bringing it to market quicker and cutting into any anticipated exorbitant profit margins unscrupulous actors plan to reap and discouraging bad actors' behavior in the first place. The amendment also creates an incentive for this select set of particular generic drugs to come to market by guaranteeing them the same 6 months of exclusivity that the vast majority of first generic drugs currently receive. Under current law, generic drugs challenging a patented drug, they get this treatment. This would extend that treatment for new generic drugs competing with off-patent brand drugs where there is no competition. The amendment also closes a loophole and improves program integrity in the Tropical Disease Priority Review Voucher Program, more consistent with legislative intent, ensures greater transparency at the FDA, and studies what we can do about getting more first-cycle approvals in the Generic Drug Review Program. There's no doubt there's a lot more we can do to reduce drug prices going forward, and we've heard that here today. But this amendment takes great steps toward quickly bringing more generic competition to the market, which can bring prices down dramatically. Again, I'd like to thank my good friend, Mr. Bilrakis, and the committee leadership for their work on this amendment. I urge my colleagues to support it. With that, I yield back, Mr. Chairman.